Hello and welcome to the Legends and Lads Cricket Podcast. I am Chirunandhan Srinath, your host for this week. Joining me on the podcast is my co-host Sri Krishna Maitreya. We couldn't have Vijay Lokapalli sir and Rao sir on this show. They'll be joining us in maybe the next episode of the next week at least. It's been a while since we recorded the last episode, and we're happy to record this episode just after India named their 15-member squad for the T20 World Cup, the upcoming T20 World Cup in 2026. And we are the defending champions, and I'm sure we want to retain this trophy. And also, I was a little happy looking at the squad. It looks balanced, at least on paper. There are here and there, I feel we lacked something in the pace department, and also I think there is so much ambiguity in which spinner to pick, how many spinners to pick, and yeah, the team management will take care of all of that. But yeah, we will talk about that as well. And I was happy that Shubman Gill didn't make it to the squad, and Sanju Samson was preferred over him. I don't know if it is because the injury, but I don't think the injury will keep him long keep him away from the tournament for that long. I mean, from the format for that long. But yeah, I've seen the press statements made by the chief selector, and it looks like they were convinced that Sanju Samson will make ahead. Yeah, we'll talk about all of this in detail. Maitreya, it's been a while. I think almost 3 weeks we haven't recorded an episode. Yeah, we are back with this. And what was your first opinion when you looked at the squad that released, I think, a few days ago?
Yeah, as you have said, you have mentioned a lot of points, and I too have a similar kind of how to say views on this squad here. Because mainly when I looked at the squad, it felt like yes, it is a squad, but there is something missing. That was my first reaction to it, because I still can't tell straight away what is missing the squad exactly. Because unless we see them playing, especially in the New Zealand T20s, that's just before the World Cup. So once we know how they are going to play those series, this combination, how they're going to work out from these 15 to choose the best 11, then we'll have a full clarity on how good the squad is and we can rate it. But right now, looking at just on the paper point of view, I believe the points that you have mentioned, the pace department, and then even the openers ambiguity, because till about the third T20, it was understood that Shubman Gill was to open along with Abhishek Sharma. But after Shubman Gill's injury, and then in the fifth T20, we saw Sanju Samson opening and him performing actually really well. So they have sealed the spot with Sanju Samson. And that is, I believe, with just three T20s prior to the World Cup, they have made a very big change. Especially the opening partnership is something that is really important to the game. And you're changing it just three T20s away when you had almost 2 years time to prepare after the last World Cup. Because after the last World Cup, it was that time that Rohit Sharma had retired. And you could have, picked a good opening partnership in these 2 years. But they made this change in the last moment. So I don't know how it's going to click, but really hoping, because Sanju Samson is a well-deserving player, and Abhishek Sharma, the youngster, he's on fire. The first ball he starts with the boundary. That Yuvraj Singh mentality, I guess, because he is his personal coach and everything. So looking at the squad right now, I do believe in this Indian conditions, and I will not rule them away, out of the tournament, because I do believe they have the like this right now. This squad has the capability to go to the knockouts, but from there, it all depends upon the choosing the right combinations and knowing the conditions well. And since it's in India, they have the upper advantage, and hoping that everything goes well.
Yeah, you did mention about a big surprise just months before we play the T20 World Cup. But the bigger surprise was getting Ishan Kishan back. Yeah, he's got runs backed up for him. He was unfortunately given his way out of the team because of not following some certain BCCI rules. And he did really exceptionally well in the Said Mustaq Ali Trophy. I'm sure you have the stats or you have some data to back it up. And he did captain Jharkhand, and he did win the trophy as well for this team. So yeah, talk about Ishan Kishan Maitreya. it's so nice to hear Ishan Kishan being back, because we know this is a separate, I mean, altogether a different format, the ODI. If you remember, he hit that 200, but we need that aggressive nature in, in players right now, because the T20 format, especially, is a fast-pacing game, and when we have countries like England and Australia competing, and it is on Indian soil. Of course, we have the home advantage, but you also want to be playing par with them, and setting big targets like 230, 240. And when we have someone like Abhishek Sharma, I think someone like Ishan Kishan could play a supporting role if he makes it to the level.
Yes, rightly said, because Ishan Kishan coming into the team was a really big surprise, because seeing the last few series selections, player selections, I never thought there would be this kind of a surprise, because once a player was left out, you don't bring him back into the big tournaments all of a sudden. But I think that is what is the rewarding nature if you play really well, because he has won the Syed Mustaq Ali Trophy for his team Jharkhand as a captain, and he was leading as a batsman as well. And even during the finals of the match, it was the presence of the other selectors in the team. It was not Ajit Agakar, but I believe RP Singh was present and another person. Those two members of the selection committee were present during the match live to see Ishan Kishan, I guess, and they were impressed by his performance throughout the tournament. So I think that's what got him into the team. But all that matters is once you're into the team, the kind of contribution you make to the team. So if you look at his stats right now, his last match he has played for India, the last international he played for India was back in 2023. So now he'll be playing again in 2026. That is almost after a gap of 2 years. So that is something he would have easily wanted. He would have yearned for this comeback, and he got it, because we need such players who are having that kind of yearning and that kind of a hunger to perform right before these kind of crucial tournaments, because that is where you need players to perform their best. And with such people like Ishan Kishan in the team, I believe it gives that kind of the youngster. He's not completely a youngster. If you compare him to Abhishek, he's much experienced compared to Abhishek Sharma. So I believe that aggressive nature of a youngster, as well as that kind of a experience he has, not, I wouldn't say he's a oldie, but he has kind of gained an experience over the years. He has been playing IPL since 2016, and he has been playing for the top tier teams like Mumbai Indians. So this kind of a mixed personality, I believe, would give India a much needed, especially that he can fit either as an opener or as the number three or in the middle order anywhere, because I believe in the T20, as I think one of a very controversial statement that Gambhir said is that batting positions don't matter in white ball cricket. And I don't believe in it completely, because he applied it even to test cricket first and then took back his statement. But I believe in ODI it matters, the batting number position. But in T20, a game like T20, I don't think a batting position after the opening pair, it doesn't matter who come next, because all that matters is you have to keep the momentum going. You have to not let go of the strike rate that has been made by the previous batsman. So Ishan Kishan can fit anywhere in the team, from opener to the middle order. He can bat anywhere. So such batsman coming into the team right now is a big boon for us actually, and that is one big positive I guess I can take from Ajit Agarkar's selection committee from the last 1 year.
Yeah, all right. I did mention about the pace attack, right? How lean it is. And we have Arshit Rana, Harshdeep Singh, and Jasprit Bumrah. Now, I'm just reading out Harshit Rana's stats from T20, to T20, to be specific, international T20s. Six matches, okay, and he's got 7 wickets, but at an economy rate of 10.18. And he's going to be one of the front runner bowlers in case India wants to go with, say, three spinners, and we might need to be playing two paces. So I read an article today, I think on NDTV, or I'm not sure which website did I read, but the playing 11, they preferred Harshit Rana over Harshdeep Singh. By Maitreya, it didn't make sense to me, because yeah, it could be possible,
Yeah, it
because
doesn't make
after
sense
all, the
to
head
me
coach
too.
is Gautam Gambhir. But How could you have Harshit Rana over Harshdeep Singh? First of all, I feel it's a scam of 2025. Uh, I'm not demeaning him. He's a wonderful bowler. But I think when you're coming into a tournament like 2026 T20 World Cup, we could have had someone better. But I think the preparations were. Uh, uh, I mean, we didn't have any series. I mean, in the last what are two series, Asia Cup and the South Africa series, we had to play him, and then whatever, fine. But for me, the first two paces, if I was to choose, I would say Harshdeep Singh and Jasprit Bumrah. Would you have liked to have Prasidh Krishna in the squad or someone else? Do you have in mind, Maitreya? Or Mohammad Shami, why couldn't he make a return? Or
Yes,
Siraj, why
exactly.
couldn't he make a return when we could have when we have seen returns of Kishan? We could have expected a surprise like this, but yeah, it's too much to expect us to have someone like them back in the squad. But do you have someone in mind, and who are your first two preferences if there are only two paces to play in the match?
Obviously, it is Ashdeep Singh and Bumrah. Obviously, Bumrah number one, Ashdeep number two, and that would be the order for any cricket fan who has been watching cricket, I guess, for the last one decade. Because choosing Harshit Rana over Ashdeep Singh is, I think, a big blunder, unless you are Gautam Gambhir, because that's how you'll obviously play the playing 11. But coming to who I would have believed could have made it to the 15, apart from Harshit Rana, would have been easily Mohammad Shami because we need experience. If you look at this squad right now, apart from the oldest player here is, I believe, Bumrah in the bowling department. And Bumrah is easily prone to injuries. Like, we have seen him getting injured a lot in the last few years. So we need a backup player who can guide Bumrah, who can guide not only Bumrah, I feel, and the others also. So Mohammad Shami plays a wonderful role because he has experience. He has played so many World Cups, and he's also a World Cup winner. So we need players like that in the team. And Mohammad Shami is not a person who said that he's in the last phase of his career and is going to retire. He has been performing consistently in the Syed Mustaq Ali Trophy. I recently saw he took a 4 wicket haul, he took a 3 wicket haul, and even his economy is really good. And then you have Mohammad Siraj on the other hand. He may not have been performing that well, but you look at the experience he has because when you need such top type players to come back to form, they will be back to form when it's needed the most, and you have to trust those players. But taking Harshit Rana, who just had 6 matches in the international career, into the tournaments like T20 World Cup, when they're going to be competing against the best teams in the world, I believe is a folly that Gautam Gambhir has made out of his own personal experiments that he want to do with the Indian team. But again, we can't say anything because only time will tell how true we are or how false we are. Because in the end, if Harshit Rana proves to be the match winner, then we will say that Gambhir is the master stroke that Gambhir had made proved to be vital for India. So right now we can only speculate as to what can happen, but overall, if you look at it from above, I believe Harshit Rana has no place in the squad because he isn't, qualified well enough to go to a T20 World Cup squad for the Indian team. So that is actually big shoes to fill, and I don't believe he has the right place here.
Well, I remember making a statement just before the 2024 World Cup, the T20 World Cup. I remember telling Rakesh sir, complaining to him about our pace attack, how lean it was. I used the same word, that's why I intentionally had used it even in today's episode. Uh, and we did win the World Cup at the end. So yeah, our opinions at the it could I mean, our opinions might change with the outcomes, but I think right now, looking at our, like you mentioned, looking from say bird's view, I think yeah, Rana shouldn't have made it to the squad. But yeah, moving on to the next topic, Maitreya, Surya Kumar Yadav, his form has been really, really so scary because he's the Indian captain, and his hands actually made us win the World Cup last time, and he had a spectacular IPL 2025. He was in form. I think he didn't score below 30 runs, and he was batting with very good strike rate. But from then on, it's just been the dip in form, and he did personally acknowledge that is. that he's not able to score runs and he's trying to, uh, of course, he's trying to score, but yeah, luck couldn't. Luck wasn't on his side throughout this entire year. We've come to the end of this year as well, and also I have a doubt whether the team management will continue with him as a captain of the T20 side for the Indian cricket team after the post T20 World Cup, or they will be. I am mostly thinking they will be changing him. Maybe they might make an youngster sit at that position. But what are your opinions on Surya Kumar Yadav or Maitreya?
Well, firstly, Suryakumar Yadav's, if you see his last six T20 scores, it is 5-12, 5-12, 1-4. It's not a phone number. It is his, last six innings batting score. So, looking at these disastrous outcomes, I don't come to the understand the fact that he is confident, because as a captain you have to be confident going into a big tournament. You can't publicly acknowledge the fact that you too are afraid of your drop in form. But giving such statements like, I'm not out of form, I'm out of runs, but this statement is nothing but pure irony, because your form will be based on your runs, not how you feel mentally. So even if you feel that you may be really good or you were good, that doesn't mean that you are good right now. He has to acknowledge the fact that he's out of form, but he just acknowledged the fact that he's out of runs. So that statement, even many of the people criticize, and I don't understand. But coming to the fact that on the field as a captain, he has been doing a really good job, because he knows how to handle the pressure situations on the field, the bowling changes, the options, choosing the playing 11, and with the minimal, players on the field, he's, getting the nice combinations, batting combinations, bowling combinations. He has been trying a lot. He has won the Asia Cup for us. Now the South Africa T20 series he has won as a captain. So as a captain, as a leader, he has been doing a fantastic job. There is no doubt in that. But as a player in the team, you have to perform personally also with the bat. So that is where he's lacking. So the only part where I feel confident is Surya the leader. Surya the leader is the one who has been performing and outshining the fact that he's been very inconsistent with the bat. And even in Ahmedabad, he had recently said, no, it's a learning stage for me, but my 14 soldiers, that he referred to as the teammates, are covering it for me. They know when I blast, what will happen then. So I believe in this kind of low times, you have to have this confidence, because he knows he's going through a tough stage. He's trying to, he's an Indian captain. He's acknowledging it, but he's trying to overcome it as far as possible. But this kind of attitude is good for India, because he's understanding that his other teammates are covering for him. But he's also making us realize that once he is back to form, he can be dangerous, and we all also know that by experience. Surya in T20s, if he's back to form, from his early Mumbai Indians days up to very recently before he lost his form, he can go really really dangerous. 360 batting after ABD, it was Surya that we have seen who has done 360-degree batting. So Surya, the destructive batsman, is there in him. We just need for him to, get it out and play as a batsman for India with his full heart. Because then I believe that we will have a very strong batting department, because we have Ishan Kishan, we have Sanju Samson, we have Abhishek Sharma at the top. And then when you have Surya, who's destructive, that is, a big booster even for the bowling department, because they will know the batsman can cover even if the bowling department might fall short. So that will be a huge boost to the whole team. So coming to right now for the 2026 World Cup, Surya as a captain leading is the best choice, because we cannot make a change immediately. But after 2026 World Cup, his fate purely depends upon his performance in this tournament. Because if he doesn't perform in this tournament, even though he's a winning captain, I'm 100% sure that he will be taken out of the team, because the team has to evolve. The Indian team cannot be limited by a player, and his role is right now only till the 2026 World Cup, because he is also of an age. He'll be retiring, I guess, in 1 to 2 years, because he's in his late 30s. And only his performance in the upcoming tournaments will decide his future. So hoping that Surya Kumar Yadav will continue because we need stability right now after the change in the ODIs and Test cricket. I believe T20 cricket at least needs a change. I mean, sorry, it needs a stability for at least another year, and we need Surya to continue.
Yeah, and Maitreya, looking at the squad here, we did have even Rinku Singh coming back after I think the last game that he played was in November 2025. Uh, okay, it was just last. Sorry, my bad. I thought it was a long time ago. I'm out of days calculation. Sorry. Okay. Looking at the squad, I think I have a rough playing 11. I'm just having a look at it now. Uh, of course, you have Abhishek Sharma opening, and then Sanju Samson. Then I think at three I will have. Uh, at three I would have Tilak Verma. At four, Surya Kumar Yadav. At five, Hardik Pandya. At six, Shivam Dubey. At seven, Aksa Patel. At eight, Jasprit Bumrah. I'm just counting the bowlers and don't go by the order. But I'm having Jasprit Bumrah eight, nine, Kuldeep Yadav. Okay, I think Kuldeep Yadav misses out if I'm going to take all the three pacers. So eight Bumrah, nine Rana, 10 Arshdeep, and 11 Varun Chakravarti. If I'm going for three pacers, I mean two pacers, I think Kuldeep Yadav makes in. I think this is my 11. I'm not sure where Ishan Kishan can fit in right now. Maybe he can get in if India doesn't want that extra bowling option. I think he can come in place of Shivam Dubey. So I think this is my playing 11 in my opinion. So what is your opinion on playing 11? What do you think it look for? I mean, you're playing 11. What does it look like, Matthew?
Well, I believe there will be change. There should be changes based on the venue that we are going to be playing in. Because if you see a venue like Chennai, will be favoring spinners more. So then we can limit the pacers number. And coming to other flat pitches, maybe Bengaluru will have one less spinner compared to that of Chennai. So I believe the bowling department can be flexible, but the batsman orders should be same. I believe we should have a standard set of opening order and the middle order, so that they will be assigned their role, and they'll be clear as to what they have to perform throughout the tournament, and there will be obviously a backup for them who will be ready to fill in once anyone is injured. So my playing 11 would go like Abhishek Sharma and Sanju Samson as the openers, because the righty lefty combo, I believe, has a good, I don't know, tradition, I believe, and like the Shikhar Dhawan Rohit Sharma combo. So Sanju and Abhishek, followed by we can have Tilak Varma at number three, and at number four we'll have Surya Kumar Yadav, and at number five uh, we'll have Shivam Dubey, and number six Hardik Pandya. But these are the like top six batsmen and batting all rounders. But it can always shift, because maybe when it's a crunch situation, we can send Hardik Pandya before Shivam Dubey, or it always needs to shift as the game moves. But these are my top six people, and then obviously we should have at number seven. Don't see the number as you have said, just see the players. Like we should have Bumrah and Ashdeep Singh. Two pacers are compulsory needed, because death overs, even though it's a spin pitch, I believe death over is a death over and you need those bowlers. So Bumrah and Ashdeep Singh have to be there. And Kuldeep, I believe, is a better spinner, because in T20 games, I believe he has more variation and is more better compared to Aksa Patel. Again, that's a controversial choice, because Aksa Patel
No,
can
but I
bat too.
think I think Axel Patel will make it to the 11 because he's the vice captain, Maitreya. So I think his place is already reserved.
Yes, that too is there. I believe I've overlooked that. But again, since I'm continuing it, let me just continue and finish it off. And I believe there are more of all-rounders in this, because we have lots of all-rounders option. We have Shivam Dubey, we have Hardik Pandya, we have Akshar Patel, we have Washington Sundar. We have four all-rounders, and we need actually just two per team, I would say, or three at the max. One will obviously be left out. So since Akshar Patel, as I've said, will be in the playing 11, I mostly believe Sundar will be left out. And yes, I've also forgotten Tilak Verma is also an all rounder. Five all rounders in this 15 people squad. So that's actually on the I believe it is kept on the safer side. And I would finish with Varun Chakravarti. I believe Varun Chakravarti is really good in T20s. So that will be my playing 11.
Yeah.
And if you see one another thing in this whole squad, a trivia fact, I believe, for listeners who are interested in nice, trivia kind of facts. So in the 2024 World Cup squad, not even a single player from the KKR's 2024 IPL winning team were there. The 2024 World Cup squad for India. Now the same thing repeats even for the 2026 T20 World Cup. Not a single person from the RCB's 2025 winning squad is present in this World Cup squad. So I don't know if it's like a jinx kind of sign, but
Ridiculous.
yeah, it is something. So all these small kinds of signs that we find, we always hop onto those things and catch those, because this kind of hope gives us a lot of motivation right before even the tournament starts. Now we'll be like, yes, India can repeat its performance from the previous edition. So these kind of small uh,